Hello everyone and welcome to Caroline's Craftery, and we are on to week 9 of the CCT 52 challenge. There's information in the description box of this video about the challenge. So you can read up on that and it'll tell you. So this week our prompts are newspaper, ticket, key, dryer sheet, and feather. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can pick something that you feel is close to this. So I have newspaper. Mine happens to be a knitted pattern for a pair of slippers. I just happened to come across it. It was probably in a magazine, but it's close to newspaper. So we've got that. We've got a couple of tickets. So this was a digital that I downloaded from somewhere. I have no idea whose it was now. And this looks like a stamp ticket. So we've got that. I've got a couple of keys. These are from a die cut. I'm going to use those as my key. I don't have a dryer sheet because I don't use a dryer, so I'm going to use some cheesecloth instead. And then I've got some pretty marabou feathers here in a nice pretty blue color. This was some fly tying material that hubby didn't want anymore, so I thought I could probably use that in my craft stuff. I've also got a picture of a cardinal bird. There's one on that side, but I love cardinals. And I got a piece of Ada cloth that I dyed too, that kind of was a toss-up between the cheesecloth and this for a dryer sheet. So we've got that. So what am I going to do with this? I have no idea. I'm thinking on making a journaling card out of this with this cardinal showing. So let's go ahead with that idea. I'm going to back this. So I'm going to use this piece of wrapping paper that I actually used from week 8. And I'm going to use that for a back. And I think this is an okay size. I'm going to put all my stuff from my 52 challenges in here. So that should be an okay journaling card for in here. So let's start by gluing this down. I'm using Art Glitter Glue, best glue ever. Love this glue. So let's glue this down. Probably going to end up sewing around this, but I won't do that as my actual project because it does take a while. Okay, there is that. Let's put this down. Yeah, I still happen to have this wrapping paper on my desk from week 8. So that makes it a good thing to use. And it just stiffens up that paper just that little bit. Normally, I would let this dry before I cut it out. Some little bits and pieces that we can use for something at some point. Let's trim this off nice and even along the edge of that book page. Hope you're following along with the challenge. I would love to see what you've been making. So make sure you go over and check out the Facebook group and Etsy and Coffee, Pinterest, Instagram, all those fun things. So there is that. You can still write on this really, really easy. So I'm going to round the corners. Because on tags, I do like rounded corners. There is that. And let's ink this up now, just in case we forget. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to do this journal card yet. Usually for these challenges, I dig out what I need, and then when something pops in my head of what I can do, then I'll dig out extra goodies to go along with it. But I'm trying hard to kind of just use the 5 things. Okay, let's dig out a feather because we're definitely going to use at least 1 feather. Now these are big marabou feathers, so they're big and they are fluffy. Now I guess I could do something like make this for the top. That actually might look good. Or I could like decoupage it down a little bit. I don't know. And then we've got this. We've got our keys too. We got those. Oh, what to do, what to do, what to do. I picked out the green because I thought, well, it kind of goes with everything else. So let's start by cutting that this way. And then we can fray the end. One nice thing about the Aida cloth is it frays so nice. It's so fun to fray. So I'm thinking we could do maybe that. If we made that into a little belly band and we could just tuck the tickets in there. We could put this feather, kind of tuck it under there. Can't really put this on if we're making that a tuck spot. All these decisions that we have to make when we're making something. And then I'm thinking a smaller piece of this at the top for a tag. We need this. Let's rip this around the edge. Not sure what I'm doing with it yet, but we will figure something out. Okay, what about if we put this kind of up there and this here? If we do something like this, And then this feather will go in between the two things. I want to make sure this stays fuzzy. I like the fuzzy look. And then maybe I'll put another one up the top. So let's do that. We need to make this a bit smaller so we can take that piece off. I want it to fit inside there. Let's ink this up a bit. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I love distressing the edges just that little bit. It makes the item stand out a little more. So we want that. We'll cover up the words just kind of around there. So let's glue this up. Old newspapers can be quite fragile. As I say, I think this came out of a magazine, but it was something, actually, I came across it the other day. I found it in something or somewhere where normally I don't go very often. And it was just what you seen. It was just that little strip that somebody had saved. Okay, so we got that. Then we'll glue this on here. We could make it a pocket, but I think just the belly band will be good enough on that. So let's try and ink this up. I guess I should put my feather down first, being that the feather is going to go under that. So let's just put a piece of glue like that. And let's hope that that holds that feather down good enough, which I think it should. Kind of make sure the stem of the feather is stuck to that. Now we'll put this on. Right on top. And this Aida cloth was white when I started, and I think I used shimmer mist on this one because I can see the shimmer in it when I move it certain directions. So there is that. That's looking good. Okay, let's put this down. We'll glue all of that. We'll put a little bit of glue on this just to hold it down. And let's put that right in the middle, like so. Okay, let's ink up these real quick. Oh, feathers stuck everywhere now. So you could always add something other than the tickets in this pocket too. I really like these. Anybody happens to know who they're from, let me know. It's something I downloaded long time ago. And I've had them printed out for ages. And when I was going through my ticket thing, I happened to see them, so those will be cute in there. I guess it actually goes this way. Let's put those in there, so that'll be a nice little touch. Now for the top, I like the idea of having a feather sticking out the top, so let's break off another feather. Need one of the bigger ones though. Yeah, these are marabou feathers, which I believe actually come from turkeys, and then of course they dye them and do all that kind of stuff to them. But yeah, it was a color he didn't want anymore, so saved it for my craft stuff. Now, if I'm going to put this on there, I want it on the back. So, oops, lost my ticket. Hold on, my ticket's on the floor. Okay, let's just set that there. Let's take this ticket out of there for now. Okay, so I want this to be on the back. So I'm going to cover this up with something. I don't want to cut it yet because I don't want the feather to fall apart. I got this. Happens to be sitting on my desk. I could actually use that. That would go okay there. So let's ink this to start with. Oops. Don't want those getting in my ink. We've got this here. Ink that up a little bit. Now let's put some ink in the middle of this. Okay. Now I'm going to use this. I'm going to just put it right on the top of here. That's going to glue that all down, so then I can cut it off without all the feather fibers falling off. Or I hope. I hope. Okay. And then we can just glue that down. Lots of glue on here. Feathers are actually fun to use. I've done a few things with peacock feathers and whatnot. Okay, so we've got a fair bit of glue on top of the feather as well. But this should all hold it all together really nice. Let's put that. That looks pretty good. Let's hold on. I need to get a tissue to wipe that off with. Okay. So there's that. So then the front, we got these beautiful feathers sticking out there. We are going to have our keys or our tickets in here. Now I was just thinking, I have this other key here. So rather than putting it away, I'm thinking just adding it on the back, and it'll kind of blend the front in with the back. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's glue that up. And if I need more keys, I can just go and cut more up. Put that like that there. Oh, I think that turned out pretty good. So for week 9, we've got the newspaper, the tickets, key, dryer sheet is that, and of course our feathers. That turned out really good. I like it. Check out all the links below and play along with the challenge. I challenge you to do the challenges. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.